Welcome to the second part of human reproduction. In this second part, we are going to discuss about male reproductive system. Right. So, in the case of male reproductive system, there are different parts. What are the different parts in human male reproductive system? The different parts are, there will be a pair of testes. These pair of testes, they are located in the pelvic region, in the pelvic portion of the male. Okay, I repeat, in the pelvic region. Then there will be accessory ducts, accessory glands, and also there will be external genitalia. So I repeat, a pair of testes located in the pelvic region. They are the primary reproductive organs in the case of male. What is a primary reproductive organ? A primary reproductive organ is concerned with production of gametes. So there will be a pair of testes which form the primary reproductive organ in the case of male. And also there will be male accessory ducts, male accessory sex glands, and also there will be male external genitalia. So all these things you can see in this diagram. Okay, a pair of testes located in the pelvic region. All these things you can see in the picture over here. Okay, a pair of testes located in the pelvic region. And also you can see the accessory ducts and also accessory glands and external genitalia. We are going to discuss all these different parts in detail. Ready? So first we will discuss about a pair of testes. Right? Here we have the information of testes. Testes, they are primary sex organs. They are the primary sex organs in the case of human beings. And also each testis will be covered by a scrotum. Testes, you know, they remain extra-abdominal. They are not present within the abdomen. They will be located outside the abdomen. And they are covered by a sac-like structure. What is that sac-like structure called? Scrotum. So this is very important. Scrotum is a sac-like structure which cover a pair of testes. And testes, they are always extra-abdominal. So here I have given a question. This is always asked in your exams. Why testes, they remain extra-abdominal? It is because in body temperature, spermatogenesis will not occur. Sperm production will not happen when testes, they remain in the abdomen. So to maintain a temperature which is lower than the body temperature, a temperature which is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius lower than the body temperature, to maintain that, we actually locate our testes in the extra-abdominal position or within the scrotum. You got it? So initially, during the embryonic stages, it will be within the abdomen. Sent to the scrotal sac during the developmental process. So in the case of an adult, you can see testes, they remain extra-abdominal and it is to maintain a low temperature, okay, to allow spermatogenesis or for production of the sperm cells. Now about the size of the testes. Each testis will have a length of 4 to 5 centimeters, a width of 2 to 3 centimeters. Then within each testis, you can see testicular lobules. There will be small compartments. There will be 250 testicular lobules. You can see them, small compartments. These compartments are called testicular lobules. So I have labeled here, testicular lobules are present. Okay, small compartments. And within these small compartments or within these testicular lobules, you can see the seminiferous tubules. 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules you can see within each testicular lobule. Within each testicular lobule, there will be 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. Actually, the sperm cells are developing within these seminiferous tubules. Okay, sperm cells are developed within the seminiferous tubules. So this is about the testis. Now we move on to the next slide. It is about the cross section of the seminiferous tubule. When you take a cross section, when you take a sectional view of seminiferous tubule, you can see that Each seminiferous tubule is lined on inside by two types of cells. I repeat, each seminiferous tubule is lined on inside by two types of cells. In this picture, it is very clear. You can see the two types of cells are the spermatogonial cells. Spermatogonial cells here in the violet color, you can see them. Okay. And also, you can see the Sertoli cells. So, the seminiferous tubule is lined on inside by two types of cells, spermatogonia and also Sertoli cells. And what is the function of these cells? You have to study the function of these cells. The function is very important. Spermatogonia, they undergo meiotic division to form the sperm cells. Spermatogonia, they undergo meiotic division or they undergo reduction division to form the sperm cells or the male gamete. You got it? Now what about the Sertoli cells? Sertoli cells, they provide nourishment or nutrition to the developing sperm cells. So all the nourishment will be provided by Sertoli cells. So these functions are very important. So you have to name the cells lining the seminiferous tubule and also you should remember the functions of these cells. Functions of spermatogonia and the Sertoli cells. You got it? Now we have the next slide for you. It is about the Leydig cells. You know, Leydig cells, they are not found within the seminiferous tubule. Leydig cells are the cells which are found outside the seminiferous tubule. Here, in this picture, I have shown three seminiferous tubules. They are in a cross-sectional view. So here, outside the seminiferous tubule, I have labeled some cells. And these cells are called Leydig cells. Outside the seminiferous tubule, you can see an interstitial space. What is that space called? Interstitial space. And the interstitial space will contain small blood vessels and also there will be cells called Leydig cells. And what is the function of Leydig cells? Leydig cells, they are involved in production of androgens. They will synthesize androgens and they will secrete androgens. What are androgens? Androgens are the male sex hormones. Okay, so the hormones produced from the testis or testicular hormones, they are called androgens and androgens are produced by Leydig cells. So here, everything is clear here. Leydig cells, explanation is clear. Region outside the seminiferous tubule called interstitial spaces, they contain small blood vessels and you can see the interstitial cells called Leydig cells. And what is the function? They synthesize and secrete testicular hormones also known as androgens. Is it clear for you? Okay, so we move on to our next slide. It is about the male accessory ducts. Human reproductive system, male reproductive system is having accessory ducts. The different accessory ducts are retro-testis, vas differentia, epididymis and vas deferens. So these are the parts of male accessory ducts. This sequence is very important. Why? Because the sperm cells, after their formation from the seminiferous tubules, they will go through these ducts. After formation from seminiferous tubules, they will first enter into the retro-testis. And from retro-testis, they will move to vasa efferentia. And from vasa efferentia, they will go to epididymis. And from epididymis, they will go to vas deferens. So the sequence of these ducts very important because sperms are moving in this direction only. You got it? So here in this picture it is very clear that testes, they are located outside our abdomen and they are located in the scrotum, and within testes, I repeat, there are testicular lobules and testicular lobules which contain seminiferous tubules, and arising from the seminiferous tubules you can see the ducts. ducts, they start from the seminiferous tubules. Which is the first duct here? Rete testis. For that we have a picture for you in the next slide. In the picture, you can see a sectional view of our testis. In this sectional view of our testis, you can see the seminiferous tubules located in the testicular lobule. So here you can see the seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules, they are located here, and seminiferous tubules, they are the regions where sperm cells are produced. And from there, sperm cells will first enter into rete testis. So this region of network of tubules arising from the seminiferous tubule. Arising from the seminiferous tubule, there will be a network of tubules. And this network of tubules are called rete testis. Rete testis. Rete testis, from there, they will join with vasa efferentia. After rete testis, you can see they will join onto vasa efferentia. So here you can see some straight ducts. These are called vasa efferentia. And these vasa efferentia, they will join to, they will open to epididymis. So this is epididymis. Epididymis is having a head region, a body part, and also it will have a tail region. So here vasa efferentia, they will open into epididymis. What is the role of epididymis? Epididymis is concerned with final maturation and storage of sperm cells. Final maturation and storage of sperm cells will happen in epididymis region. So here we have the notes about rete testis and vasa efferentia. Here it is written very clear in your NCERT that seminiferous tubules of the testis, they open into vasa efferentia through rete testis. So seminiferous tubules will not open directly to vasa efferentia. They will open only through the rete testis, only via rete testis. They will open into vasa efferentia. So the sequence is very important. Okay. Now what will happen to vasa efferentia? Vasa efferentia, these are small tubules which leave the testis and they will open into epididymis. They will open into epididymis. Where actually epididymis is located? Epididymis is located on the posterior surface of each testis. Epididymis is located on the posterior surface of each testis. On the posterior part of each testis. Okay. So to know more about other ducts, we have the slide now. So in this picture, it is very clear that what will happen to this epididymis. Epididymis is having a head region, it will have a body part and also a tail region. And this epididymis, it will join with a vas deferens. Epididymis will join with a vas deferens. Vas deferens is labeled here. And vas deferens, it will ascend to abdomen. Vas deferens will ascend or it will go upwards. So when it goes upward, we call it as ascending. So vas deferens will ascend to abdomen and it will loop over the urinary bladder. Vas deferens will loop over the urinary bladder. You can see it over here, it loops over the urinary bladder. And vas deferens, after looping over the urinary bladder, it will join with a duct from seminal vesicle. I repeat, vas deferens will join with a duct from seminal vesicle. What are seminal vesicles? They are some glands that we learn after. So vas deferens will join with a duct from seminal vesicle. Then we call it as the ejaculatory duct. We call it as ejaculatory duct. And after forming the ejaculatory duct, it will join with the urethra. It will join with the urethra. You are familiar with the urethra. The term is familiar for you. Urethra is a duct which comes out from the urinary bladder. This is urinary bladder. So from the urinary bladder, you can see the urethra coming down. So ejaculatory duct is actually joining, or from two sides ejaculatory ducts are formed and they will open into the urethra. Clear? So vas deferens, it loops over the urinary bladder. It will join with a duct from seminal vesicle, and after that it is now called ejaculatory duct. And ejaculatory ducts, they open into urethra. Ejaculatory ducts from two sides, they will open into urethra. Okay, so that is what happening for our duct system. To know more details, we have the slide for you, the explanation slide about epididymis and other vas deferens portions. Here it is written very clearly that epididymis will lead to vas deferens and vas deferens will ascend to abdomen. Epididymis will lead to vas deferens, it will ascend to abdomen. It will loop over the urinary bladder. I have shown in that diagram. It will loop over the urinary bladder. And after that, it will receive a duct from seminal vesicle. It will receive a duct from seminal vesicle. After receiving the duct, it is now called ejaculatory duct. Now the name is different, ejaculatory ducts. So what will happen to these ducts? These ducts or ejaculatory ducts, they will transport the sperms and they will open into the urethra. They will open into urethra. So these ducts will store and transport the sperms from the testis to outside through urethra. So finally, the sperm cells are now reaching the urethra. You got it? And urethra, as I told you, it will originate from the urinary bladder. And what will happen to urethra? It will extend through the penis or through the copulatory organ. We have a penis structure. So urethra will come down and it will open through the penis to its external opening. What is the external opening of urethra? Called urethral meatus. Urethra will go to an opening called urethral meatus. So here in this picture you can see it very clearly that urethra is coming down, and urethra, when it comes down, finally there is an opening, a wider opening, and that wider opening is called urethral meatus. Okay, so this is about the duct system. Remember, our duct system is having retro-testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis, and vas deferens. You got it? So they are the parts of accessory ducts in male accessory ducts. So we move on to our next topic. It is about the external genitalia. There are external genitalia in male. What do you mean by external genitalia? Those parts of male reproductive system which is found outside. So you can say that external genitalia, it includes a penis structure, and this penis is used for insemination, or it is used for transferring the sperm cells into the female genital tract. So here the penis structure that will form the external genitalia, and it is having two parts. What are the two parts? It is having an enlarged portion. The enlarged portion of the penis is called glans penis. So one enlarged region is there, that is called glans penis, and it will be covered by a skin fold, and the skin fold which covers that glans penis region, that is called foreskin. So there are two parts for the external genitalia or for the penis. What are the two parts? There will be a glans penis, and also there will be covering of foreskin. And what is the purpose of external genitalia? It is for insemination. Okay, so insemination, what is insemination? Transferring of the sperm cells into the female genital tracts. So in this picture, in the next slide, it is very clear for you what are the parts of external genitalia. You can see the penis over here. It is having glans penis region, and also you can see the skin portion. That skin portion is called foreskin. So glans penis and foreskin, very clear in this picture. So we have the next topic here, the male accessory sex glands. So under this male reproductive system, we have covered already a pair of testes. We have also studied about the accessory ducts. We have also mentioned about the external genitalia in male. And now, finally, we are going to learn something about the male accessory sex glands. So, what are the male accessory sex glands? The male accessory sex glands are paired seminal vesicles, a single prostate gland, and paired bulbar bulbourethral glands. So these male accessory sex glands, they will produce some secretions. So they will help the sperm cells to mature, and also they will help the sperm cells for their activation, and also it will help as a medium for the transport of the sperm cells. Okay, so sperm cells, they are getting transported, they are getting nourishment, and also during the process of insemination, the penis or the external genitalia, it requires a lubricant. All these functions are done by secretions that are coming from accessory sex glands. So accessory sex glands are very important, okay, in male reproductive system. So I repeat, what are the male accessory sex glands? Paired seminal vesicles, a single prostate gland, and also paired bulbourethral glands. Here we have the picture. So in this picture, it is very clear for you. These are the seminal vesicles. Paired seminal vesicles, I have shown it here. These are the paired seminal vesicles. In the beginning, I told you when I explained the duct system, vas deferens will receive a duct from seminal vesicle, then only it will form the ejaculatory duct. I have mentioned it earlier. So here, these are the seminal vesicles. Seminal vesicles are paired. They will produce a secretion. Okay. Now, where you can see the prostate gland, below the urinary bladder and opening into the urethra, you can see the prostate gland. Prostate gland is having prostatic ducts, and you can see the prostate gland located below the urinary bladder, and you can see it here, it is single. Prostate gland is single. It is labeled here prostate gland. Here you can see the labeling of seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicles are paired, but prostate gland is single. You got it? So seminal vesicles will open their ducts. Seminal vesicles, their ducts are opening into vas deferens. I have mentioned it earlier. What about prostatic ducts? Prostatic ducts, they open into urethra. They will open into urethra. They also produce a secretion. Prostate gland is also producing a secretion. It will also join to urethra. Okay. Now, you can also see paired bulbourethral glands. Paired bulbourethral glands. And their ducts are also opening into urethra. Right? Bulbourethral glands, their ducts are also opening into urethra. So, when you consider the sperm cells, first they will be provided with the secretion from seminal vesicles. Then they will get the secretion from prostate gland. And afterwards, they will collect a secretion from the bulbourethral glands. So, the sequence is again important. The sequence in which the glands or the accessory sex glands are providing their secretion. First of all, the secretion is available from seminal vesicles, then from the prostate gland, and finally from the bulbourethral glands. So all these secretions put together will form seminal plasma. So secretions of all the accessory sex glands that will form, that collection is forming seminal plasma. So here you can see the explanation now. Explanation is coming here. Seminal plasma, that is the secretion of these glands. These glands mean these accessory sex glands. And they will constitute the seminal plasma, and it is rich in fructose, calcium, and several enzymes. So usually they are asking this question, what is present in seminal plasma? Seminal plasma will contain fructose, calcium, and also several enzymes. So along with the sperm cells, seminal plasma, when it added along with the sperm cells, then it will form the semen, okay, or the seminal fluid. So seminal fluid will contain not only the sperm cells but also the seminal plasma in it. So all these secretions, they are coming from, seminal plasma is actually coming from these three accessory sex glands. One more point regarding bulbourethral glands. Bulbourethral glands will provide a secretion which will help in lubrication of the penis, because during insemination there should be proper lubrication over the penis. To insert the penis or external genitalia into the female genital tract, lubrication is necessary. So that lubrication is provided by secretion coming from bulbourethral glands. So I repeat, what are the accessory sex glands in male? A pair of seminal vesicles, a single prostate gland, then paired bulbourethral glands. So with the description of male accessory sex glands, we have already covered the male reproductive system in detail. I have mentioned you about a pair of testes, structure of the seminal vesicles, then about the male accessory ducts, about the external genitalia in male, and also about the male accessory sex glands. So I hope everything is clear for you. If you have any doubts, play this video again and again. Okay, so there is only one option remaining for you now. Okay, so I'll be back with the third part of the same chapter. Until then, it's goodbye from Stephen Classes.